Hello friends. In this use case, we will discuss the timing based automation instead of the sensor based automation. So timing based automations are the automation where you decide that your pump need to be started at which time and pump need to be stopped at what time. So assuming you have a submersible pump and you have a starter for that, and you want a timing based solution to start this motor. So all you need to do is you need to replace this your existing starter with the DigiPump smart motor controller. It has a clock built inside it, so it does not have any dependency on internet and all to execute its schedules. All you need to tell the panel when to start and when to stop. And not only just one start and stop, you can have multiple start and stop. So you can have morning 7 a.m. start, morning 7 a.m. off, afternoon 2 a.m. 2 p.m. start, afternoon 4 p.m. off, evening 7 p.m. start, 8 p.m. off. So you can have multiple on and off events built into it, and it can execute those events without any external dependency. So this is for your submersible. Similarly, if you have a monoblock pump, so we have a solution to for your monoblock pump also. So monoblock pump usually require a 3-pin socket to start, as they need just phase and neutral. Instead of the capsule based starter, they just have a simple 3-pin socket. So for that, we have DigiPump smart motor controller, which has a socket built in into it, and it also has the same clock mechanism. So you need to tell when to start and when to stop, and it can automate your monoblock pump also. Let's see how to do the power wiring to connect your motor to the panel. Friends, in this diagram we have shown you the wiring for your monoblock pump that can be started with any 3-pin top. So in this panel, if you see, we have already provided a socket for the output where you can connect the 3-pin top of your monoblock motor. On the input side, you need to connect the phase and neutral from your main line. So we have provided two wires, red and black wires, to connect phase and neutral to the panel. So your input need to be connected to our wires, whereas your output 3-pin top will directly go into the socket available in the panel. So it's a very simple wiring for the single phase monoblock motor. Once you do it, then let's discuss what are the features available in our panel for your use. Friends, in this diagram, we have shown you the single phase submersible wiring. It's pretty simple. You have total 6 terminal in our panel. One is unused. 2 terminals are used for the input L and N, and 3 terminals are R by V are used for the output. So on the input side, you need to connect the phase from the main line to the L point. You need to connect the neutral to the N point from the main line. So that's how your input wiring is completed. On the output, you must be having 3 wires from your motor marked as RYB, colored marked, and those you need to connect on respectively onto the RYB terminals marked in the panel. So that's how your submersible wiring is completed. Once you have the power wiring completed, let's discuss what are the features that are available to you in our solution. Friends, DigiPump provides you many inbuilt features to help your automation, but we are going to cover the key features only because otherwise this video may become too long. So let's start with the features. Automatic start, basically your pump starts whenever the water level goes below a certain threshold in your tank. Automatically stop whenever the tank is full, it will automatically stop the motor. Scheduled start and scheduled stop. So basically you can start the motor at a specified time, and you can also, if you want it to be stopped at scheduled time, you can also have the stop also through the schedule. Dry run protection we provide through the two sensors. One is the sump empty sensor and one is the pipe sensor. So sump empty sensor is used when you are having the sump tank and you want to make sure that even though your overhead tank is empty, and since the sump tank is also empty, it does not run the motor infinitely in the dry run condition, because it cannot fulfill the tank because sump is already empty. Similarly, for the pipe sensor is being used when you are using the municipality water, for example, like the water is not coming but your tank is empty. So it should not happen that your motor keeps running to fill the tank, but tank cannot be filled because the water is not coming from the municipality. So to protect against those conditions, the dry run protection is available. We have a voltage protection. The voltage protection is for the low voltage and the high voltage condition. So whenever your voltage goes above 265 volt or the input voltage goes below the 165 volt, then the voltage protection triggers and it will stop your motor. Similarly, we have a current protection. By default, we set it to the upper threshold of 14 ampere. So if your motor start taking more than 14 ampere, it will switch off your motor. Apart from the automatic start and stop, sometime you may need to override those controls and you need a manual control. So we provide a switch in the panel that through which if you can just press it, it will start the motor, and if you press it again, it will stop the motor. So manual switch override is also possible apart from the automatic. We also provide a countdown timer. The countdown timer basically helps you when you have a condition. For example, like whenever I start a motor, it should automatically switch off in 30 minutes, no matter what. So whether the motor is started with from the schedule or started from the sensor or started manually, it will automatically switch off after those many minutes or hours, whatever you have set into the countdown timer. So the big question that customer usually have in their mind, and whether this works without Wi-Fi or does it need internet and the Wi-Fi. So I would like to clarify in very clear terms that the complete automation works without any Wi-Fi, without any internet, without any Bluetooth or a SIM card or anything, because it senses based on the sensors, and based on that sensor activity, it basically start and stop your motor. Even the schedules that we have, timers we have, does not need internet. We have a built-in clock and the battery to maintain the clock. So the timer also works without any internet or the Wi-Fi. So the question is, if the complete automation works without Wi-Fi, does it has the Wi-Fi support or the internet support? If yes, what is the use of that? So if you have the Wi-Fi in your home and you can provide the internet to the device, although it's not required for the automation, but you can have additional features that might be useful for you. Let's cover what are those features that are available when you can provide the internet to the device, although internet is not required for the mandatory automation. So when internet is available, you can get the notification in the app. So whenever the motor gets started or stopped, you will get a notification in your app that motor has been started at this particular time and that this particular date. Not only just the notification, but it will also come with the trigger level detail, whether motor started because of the sensor activity, sensor detected that water was low, or somebody pressed the switch manually, or was there any fault condition like over voltage that caused it to be stopped. So all those details comes in the notification. Anytime control is basically you can control the or you can check the status of the motor from anywhere if you have the internet connected to the panel. So with that, even if you are in different city, you can check the status of your motor. You can check the status of your sensors anytime sensor check. Not only the status of the motor, you can also check the status of your sensor sitting in different city, sitting in different country, in fact. Because through the internet it can fetch the status of the sensor, and it can fetch the status of your motor, whether it's running or not running, or the empty is showing the tank is empty or not. It also provide the parameter update facility with the internet, like from remotely you can change the parameter. For example, like the current threshold that we have set from the factory is 14 ampere, but your motor takes, for example, 8 ampere only, and you want to set the upper threshold as 10 ampere for protection, that whenever it takes more than 10 ampere, the motor should be automatically switch off. So that is possible through the setting the parameter into the device. Voice control is also there, but we do not see much of the applicability of the voice control. But yes, if you have internet, you can also give the voice commands to start and stop your motors to Alexa or Google Assistant. The important feature is energy monitoring. It provides you the power consumption details of your motor, like how many units or how many kilowatt hour units consumed today. So for the current month, it shows the date-wise consumption, and for last 11 months, it provides you cumulative monthly basis consumptions. So that's the energy monitoring that you can have here, and you get to know how much power is consumed by your motor. If you have any further queries, you can contact us for the technical queries on 8130345141. And if you want to resell it, you want to install it, or you want any sales partnership, you can contact on 9811682214. Anytime you can visit us on our Vasundhara office. Thank you.